These are 3 books that I am going to get started this month. So for a little while now, I've been structuring my reading a little differently than I normally would. I've been trying to get through a lot more Stephen King because I've been loving every single word I read of Stephen King. And I'm also looking to put in the time and read more classics. So I've kind of been reading in a bit of a circular motion, if you will. Essentially, I'm rotating my books in 3 phases. So I'll essentially do one classic, one Stephen King book, and then one that's just kind of dealer's choice, whatever I'm in the mood for. Could be fantasy, could be nonfiction, whatever, just something separate. And then I start back at the beginning, another classic, another Stephen King, another one of my choice, and so on and so forth. And that's what I plan on doing at least for the foreseeable future until I get through a bit more of my classic backlog and get a little more caught up on Stephen King. So the first book I'm committing to this month is Stoner by John Williams. This is my classic pick. I knew I had to get into this one. I've heard nothing but good things about this. Shout out to Nick from Books Are Sick. I watch that channel all the time, and this is always on the top of his list. I'm pretty sure it's his favorite book. So I have to check it out. Next one, I could not think of a better month to start this book, and that is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. This is not a horror. This is basically Stephen King writes time travel. It's a love story. Everyone says this book absolutely has everything you could ever want in a novel. And among, King's literary fans, I would say everyone you talk to will put this in their top 5 if it's not their #1 Stephen King book. So really excited to get into this one. All right, and then last on my list here, this one's a wild card. Tell me if you heard of this one. It is Tom's Crossing by Mark Danielewski. This book literally just came out at the end of October, and I picked it up. If you recognize the name, Mark Danielewski is the author of House of Leaves. Now, you may remember from my House of Leaves video, I wasn't actually crazy about that book, but it was more so the style that it was written. It kind of had footnotes on footnotes and all sorts of wacky writing in the margins. This book, from what I can tell just by flipping through it, does not have any of that. It is a more straightforward novel, and I can tell you, I do not doubt this author's ability to write a scary story, so I'm giving him another chance. This is a pretty big book. It's about 1,200 pages, so I may not finish it this month, but I'm looking to get into it. It is a Western horror, basically about 2 kids who set out to stop a couple of horses from being slaughtered, and then it just turns into an absolutely crazy dead style horror from there. So those are the 3 books that I'm reading. I cannot wait to dive into them. Let me know what you're reading in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe.